Want me to scan your shopping slower? Absolutely no problem. A little story from when I worked in the lovely world of retail. Back when I worked in a supermarket. I'm from the UK. I once had a customer who told me to stop scanning their shopping so quickly, and I would like to add that I was doing so at a pretty swift but normal pace as there was a queue piling up. According to her, I was throwing her items, but of course, because the customer is always right, I listened and gave her the most sincere apology I've ever given anyone. Instead of scanning the barcode, I typed each one into the system manually. Safe to say I could see the panic in her face as the queue got longer, but oh, the sweet satisfaction I got from her not being able to tell me to now speed up the scanning. I use self-checkout whenever possible, and I never scan my items fast enough. I'd like to clarify the customer is always right phrase. No one says all of it anymore, and it's been taken out of context for years now. The customer is always right in matters of taste. That doesn't mean they can tell you how to do your job. It just means that customer-facing staff don't make judgmental comments over, say, what they are buying. When I lived in Germany, one checkout operator was scanning my shopping really fast, such that everything was piling up and delicate items were being squashed. There was no queue, and I didn't understand why she was doing it. It was so fast that some of the stuff fell on the floor. At which point, I looked at the stuff on the floor, looked at the checkout operator, and walked out. Scanning too fast. Obviously they've never been to an Aldi in the USA. First time I was in one stateside, I was in awe. The scanner was beeping fast enough to be a dubstep rhythm. Did you work for Aldi or Lidl by any chance? Open mouth smile. This reminds me of when I was a kid in the 1950s. Back when the cashier had to type every price into the register. It was normal for Mom to watch as each price was entered. Occasionally, she would ask the clerk, what she called cashiers, to check the price again, and usually the cashier ended up correcting the entry. Mom lived by the motto, trust but verify. I didn't get away with much. Lol. Scanning too fast might just mean she couldn't see the prices on the screen since they were moving too quickly for her eyesight to follow. I had to tell the cashier to do the same. He just started cramming all my groceries in the little table beside him as fast as he could. I waited for him to finish scanning. I showed him the mountain of food all crushed together. He was so worried about the queue length that my groceries were getting destroyed for the sake of efficiency. I didn't buy anything that day at Walmart. Generally, the customer is always right originally meant that if customers aren't buying a product, the store should stop carrying the product. And if customers want something, the store should carry it. I.e., it's not what you, the store owner, want to carry, but what the customers want to buy. That will keep you in business. Now this has been disputed. There's also some evidence that as stores became more self-serve, the stores that gave the best customer service would win out. And in that case, that meant catering to the customer. Never, however, should it mean catering to customers who cause trouble for everyone. I think that's a terrible thing, because it rewards bad behavior, and implicitly doesn't reward those of us who are polite and pleasant. Did she mean scanning too fast or throwing the items after you scanned them? She was probably talking about you throwing the items down counter after they're scanned. I've commented a few times myself when cashiers have done this. Heck, last weekend I had to go back and get a new carton of eggs because they were roughly pushing items down the counter. I heard the crunch, as did the bagger, but the cashier kept on going. I told them to slow down as she just crushed my eggs. Zero apologies and barely acknowledged it. Fortunately, The manager was within earshot and came over. The bagger explained what happened apparently. I was walking away to go grab a new carton. When I got back, the manager was now scanning items and just finishing up my order. 0 people got delayed by this though. The only apology I got was from the bagger who silently mouthed, "Sorry," as I left the store. I hope you told her to pay faster when it was time. You're a dick. I too used to work in a supermarket in the UK. Some people can't pack their bags fast. All you have to do is slow down a bit and don't be a dick. Given that in some places, like Aldi in Iceland, they do scan super fast and have basically no excess checkout for your items to sit at while you try to shovel them into your trolley without squashing everything. I don't see asking you to slow down a bit as being an unreasonable request, as long as it is asked politely. Sounds to me like you took umbrage to a perfectly normal ask and were just incredibly immature, being difficult and childish for no real reason. Man shrugging light skin tone maybe don't work in a customer-facing role if doing your job offends you so much. At least you 10 key fast, right? There is also the concept of lunatic fringe, which does not count as a customer in good management. Recognizes that this type of patron is damaging to the business in many ways. Very good tears of joy. Compliance would imply that you did what she asked. She asked you to scan slower. You stopped scanning completely. Don't think this really fits here. I had people complain I was too fast. Not that I was mishandling or damaging items or that things were bagged incorrectly. Just they wanted their checkout experience to last longer. I had worked 6 years overnight and was always the only checker. So I learned to speed it up and get through. I then had to move and change stores, and apparently the older customers during the day like yo chat and interact with cashiers in this store. When weekly check times came out, I was 10 items a mini faster than the next person. Guess who got asked to be a trainer and weirdly never had a bagger cause they couldn't keep up. Even though I could check and bag myself and keep up. As someone who had a 9-year sentence at a grocer, this made my day. Tell me you are not living in Germany without telling me you are not living in Germany.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.